welcome along to this UCAS International podcast with me, Robbie James, and this is our sub-series called Across the Nations, where we take a deep dive into the 4 nations that make up the UK. What makes them different? What is similar about them? What could you expect if you come and study in the UK? And in today's episode, our focus is very much on Wales. So we're going to talk all things Wales and what you could expect if you come and study in the country of Wales. We're going to do it with my 2 wonderful guests. Welcome along to Hannon Halleru from Cardiff University and also Joe Paley from University of South Wales. Welcome along to you both. Joe, let's kick things off with you then. If you're trying to sell Wales as a country to come and study, tell us what, in your opinion, makes it a little bit different to the other 3 nations.
Thank you. I mean, Wales has 8 world-class elite universities. I work at the University of South Wales. We've got a few universities down in the south, and we've got universities spread in West and North Wales. 8 world-class elite universities. I would say that Welsh universities kind of academically are quite closely aligned to what we see in England. If you're looking at coming to study, you're looking at similar academic and entry requirements. But what we do have in Wales is a slightly different culture. We've got the Welsh language, which is our kind of co-primary language in Wales alongside English. And we've got the incredibly friendly and gregarious Welsh culture. We've got cities that with beautiful coastlines within short distance, down to countryside. We've got some real diverse landscapes in Wales. You can go from the capital city of Cardiff to the countryside and the beach within 20, 30 minutes. So I think we've got some real kind of uniqueness in our landscapes and our way of living.
Hanan, would you go along with that?
Oh, I would definitely say so. I mean, I come from Cardiff University, so it's very much a city center university. It's walking distance between the shops, malls, everything. You can walk to the bay, Cardiff Bay. But then I've also visited the lovely cities of Swansea, and I've visited Bangor as well, and Wrexham this last month. So I've seen quite a few different parts of Wales and around the universities as well. Bangor especially was beautiful because just walking on the campus, you can see the pier and everything, and it's very hilly, but it's very beautiful. And I just think any university you come to in Wales, you're going to get that lovely nature aspect as well. And every city has their own kind of mini culture, I would say as well. So there's different things that you'll do in different cities, and you won't hear about in the other cities, and you only see when you come to the visit. So it's really cool like that.
You mentioned it's very hilly. We should say you will have exceptional calf muscles by the time you're done studying in Wales. It is a hilly place, but a beautiful place. Joe, just want to pick you up actually on, you mentioned the Welsh language, which is a really fascinating thing. It's worth sort of maybe letting people know that while the Welsh language is a thing, also it's not, not to put people off and think that there's a big language barrier. A lot of people also speak English in Wales as well, right?
100%. I mean, I'm born and raised in Wales, in Cardiff. I studied at Cardiff University, and I speak very limited Welsh, if I'm being perfectly honest with you. Even so, it's nice to pick up a few words while you're here. Many of our international students do choose to pick up a few words of Welsh, and we encourage them to do so. It is part of our culture, but by no means necessary. But it's one of the oldest languages in the world, and it's something you will see occasionally on street signs, but you'll also obviously see the English translation.
It's a lovely little selling point, isn't it? And Hannah, should we just put him on the spot quickly? Joe, we'll put you on the spot, and can you tell us in Welsh? Can you say, "Hi, I'm Joe, and you should come and study in Wales"?
I could say the first part, which is Joe Adui, which means I am Joe.
Okay.
But as you can tell, my Welsh is somewhat limited. But at the same time, that as I mentioned, went to university in Wales, work at a university in Wales. It's part of our culture, but it's by no means necessary, as you can see with me.
That's fine. 50% pass mark, something to work on for the next episode. All good. What about the sort of academic differences, Hannah? What makes Wales different, or is it quite similar to how the other 3 nations work from an academic studying point of view?
Well, first, education is a devolved right in it's a devolved responsibility for Wales. So the Welsh government is responsible for things like maintenance loans, and there are specific Welsh regulatory bodies that regulate the Welsh universities that are different from the English ones. Um, but honestly, day to day, like as a student, there's not much difference in like the kind of education or the type of courses that are offered between Welsh universities or English universities. One really cool difference is that because we're a bilingual country, you can for a lot of courses, you can choose to take it in through the medium of Welsh. So you can choose to learn in Welsh, hand your assignments in Welsh, take the exams in Welsh for a lot of different courses, and I think that's really cool.
That really is going the extra mile, isn't it? If you're going to come from wherever you might be in the world and come and study in a different country, and you're also going to do it in their language as well. Amazing stuff. Joe, what about from sort of a housing point of view, accommodation? If we're talking costings and scholarships, is there anything in particular that is worth knowing about Wales?
Yes, I think there's two things to note there. The first is cost. So when you're looking to come and study in the UK, you've got your academic costs for your course, but you've also got your living costs. Now, we know that London is the most expensive area in the UK to live. And so a lot of international students are looking at London and they're looking to kind of compare London to the rest of the UK. I can say from the capital city perspective of Cardiff, the Wales's capital city, it regularly ranks in the top 5 for the NatWest Student Living Index. That's the cost of living in a major city in the UK. Cardiff was in first place a couple of years ago and is regularly ranked in second place before that. But the same applies to the rest of the towns and cities in Wales, from Swansea to Aberystwyth and Bangor. The cost of living is very, very affordable, especially compared to some of the competing cities like Bath, Bristol, Manchester, and Liverpool. And in terms of accommodation, availability of accommodation, realistically, you've got two options. You've got staying on campus versus private accommodation. All of these universities are based in major towns and cities across Wales, meaning there will be lots of local housing. And you're seeing a lot of private accommodation going up in all of these towns and cities as well, especially Cardiff and Swansea. If you've visited in the last 5 years, there's been a lot of construction. So that means there's more housing, but also more competitive rates as well. I think when there is more accommodation being built, that does help the consumer, that does help the students, because you're more likely to get a better deal on the finances.
And just if we touch on the sort of cultural element, Hanan, what sets Wales apart? I mean, they border England. They're sort of geographically very small, but I feel like they've got a real character to them. What are your thoughts on the cultural side of Wales? What can people expect?
Well, first, when I first came to Cardiff, one of the things I noticed was that everyone was really nice, which was really comforting because I'm Canadian, and that's also something that we're known for as well. So it just felt like, this is a similar type of thing. Yeah, so Wales, it's bilingual. You'll see Cymraeg all over the cities, all over the country with bilingual signs and things like that. Wales, it's a very old country as well. It's not been part of the UK for the entire time it's been a country, so it has its own pride and history as a country. And any city that you go into for university, there'll be like specific histories. There'll probably be a castle, at least one. There'll be a bunch of museums and a lot of things. Um, a lot of people come and think that the UK is known for football, but in Wales, it's definitely rugby. Um, yeah, every time there's a rugby game, you go into town, the pubs are pouring out with people just hanging out with their friends and family, watching the game. Um, yeah, I like Welsh food as well. My favorite is the Welsh cake, but I've had a rarebit sandwich as well, and
Okay.
that was really good.
So talk us through the Welsh cake. I'm intrigued immediately.
It's just like a pastry. It's kind of like a very tiny scone slash pancake. It's like flatter than a scone, but it kind of has the same kind of texture, and it's like sultanas and in it, and yeah, it's really good. I don't know how else to explain it.
I love
It's
it.
a
I'm
really good
sold. Don't
little
you worry.
pastry.
I'll order 12. That's fine.
Yeah.
That's all good from me. Joe, what about sort of employment? If we're talking post university life, post studying life, what can people expect there in terms of employment opportunities?
HESA data shows that over 90% of international graduates are in employment within 6 months of studying at a university in Wales. So we have a really strong retention rate in the employment market. Students who are looking to come and study in the UK and in Wales at the moment have obviously got the ability to apply for the post-study work visa as well, which is at 18 months at present. So you've got the opportunity to gain some experience during your degree if you wish to work part-time. You've then got the ability to work in the UK for 18 months afterwards if you apply for that graduate visa. What I would say is that there's also an interesting stat where whilst students studying in Wales only make up 5% of the students studying across the UK, they are responsible for 13% of graduate startups. So there's a real entrepreneurial spirit in Wales as well. We've got lots of students, international and domestic, setting up businesses after their degrees, which is fantastic.
It's really nice to have that, and sort of taking that independence from studying into then what the next part of your journey, I suppose. Love that. Good stuff. Thank you very much indeed, Joe and Hanan, for being on this podcast. Don't forget, loads more information available via ucas.com/international. If you want to find out about the other 3 nations as well, you can do via the Across the Nations sub-series in the UCAS International podcast feed. Shall we round this off, everybody? What's bye in Welsh, Joe? Come on.
Hoyle.
Yeah.
Hoyle.
Okay, so shall we do that on the count of 3? We'll do that to end the episode. So 3, 2, 1.
Hoyle.